People having an issue about eating plants is a tale that's old as time. Because even when you were younger, your mama, your daddy, your granny probably had to pull teeth in order to get you to eat more vegetables. And as you get older and you have a certain lifestyle and a certain way that you eat, you sort of resort back to that mentality that vegetables aren't good for you. I don't want to eat a whole bunch of vegetables. I need my meat. Now, there's a reason why it seems harder for you to change your lifestyle when you get older, is because you've become set in your ways. You've gone through family reunions, you've gone to parties, you've gone to all these different things, and it just felt like second nature. There was no inconvenience about it. Why does it seem like it is so much harder to get people to eat more vegetables than when they were younger? Now, I ain't even gonna hold you. When I was younger, you was eating those vegetables. But when you got older and you were able to sort of decide what you were going to eat and what you weren't going to eat, and then other things come into play, like, you know, where you were raised, the culture, all kinds of different things come into play, and you never really think about how far away you got from eating vegetables in every meal. And then to even imagine possibly changing your whole lifestyle to consist of eating vegetables, it's a hard pill to swallow. And for me, it never really was that hard because I always loved vegetables. But when I have conversations with people who are, you know, plant curious or, you know, flexitarian and vegetarian, and why they don't make that jump, I had a conversation with someone maybe a couple years ago, and I couldn't for the life of me not understand why people are so adamant about not eating more vegetables or even becoming vegan. And she said something that really stuck with me. She said the reason why people have a hard time with eating more vegetables or even deciding to cross over to become vegan is because of the feeling that is connected to food. Now, food has been a comfort for me. I'm a comfort eater, and I never was, attached to a certain type of food, but there were certain kinds of foods that I would eat whenever I needed comforting. They'd be thick, they'd be fried, they'd be, just full of, love from whoever made it. But she said that when we tell people to stop eating meat, it's almost telling them that they can no longer go to the cookout, because that's where we have, our family reunions, the baby showers, and all of those things. So when you tell someone that they can't do anything, it's telling them, that they're going to have, that they may not have that feeling again because they're not eating Meemaw's pork chops or eating Meemaw's mac and cheese or fried chicken, collard greens, cornbread, all the fixing, pecan pie, potato salad, all these different things. But that is not the truth. That is not the truth. As we get older, we don't think about food as nourishment. We think about, oh, I'm hungry, whatever's convenient, I'm gonna eat it. And we develop that muscle for years and years and years. So when it comes time to possibly, change your mind and do something different, it seems like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. I have this whole big life that I'm living, and to tell me that now I'm gonna have to cook more, or maybe I have to, instead of going to this particular restaurant because they don't have plant forward items, I'm going to have to go across town. And you know what? That's just too much for me. And, I'm not really pressed. I'm not really pressed to eat that many vegetables. I'm not really pressed to eat, what's good for me and for nourishment, until it's time when your body tells you that, you know what, that was cute, but we need to wrap this up. We need to wrap this all the way up, because I let you do like you wanted to do, but now I'm gonna need a little bit more. And especially when we get older, we can't just throw it back and eat it like we used to, because alcohol is different, food is different. Your body develops and your body craves certain things in order for it to function at the optimum level. The one thing that I find that, when I talk to people about, eating more plants and things of that nature, I've even had people say that they've never had vegan food. And I had to point out to them that, you're probably eating more plant-forward items or vegan food than you think about it. But it's just the word that makes people feel like, oh my God, I gotta cut everything out. If I'm standing close to any kind of meat, I can't, there's no help for me. The vegan police are gonna come and get me. My culture is, full of, lamb and pork chops, and I eat pork and fried chicken and red meat and all of these different things. But eating more plants does not mean that you have to sacrifice what you are used to. It just means that you are incorporating other things in order to possibly not harm yourself, possibly not harm the animals, and possibly to not harm the planet. You'll get a lot of advice from certain kinds of vegans or certain kinds of people who are more plant forward, like, just do a 30-day reset. Just do this, just do that, just do this. But changing your life has to fit in your current lifestyle. And that's why I always tell people, you don't have to jump out the window. You can do this journey your way. You can do a meatless Monday. You can do a meatless month. You can do a meatless meal. However you decide to do it is how it's going to get done. And that's what you will have to endure whenever you are, wanting to change your life just to be better. Because once you start getting that habit together, like the first week is going to be a hot mess. I'm not even going to hold you. Especially if there are certain things that you really enjoy. Like for me, the hardest thing for me to get rid of was seafood. And I used to love lobster. I used to love shrimp. I used to love crabs. When I was younger, I used to live in DC, and we used to go to Chesapeake Bay. We would get bushels of crabs and steam them and get out the newspaper. We would have a good time. We would have a great time. But there are swaps for anything that you want to eat. And I don't want that to be, I don't want that to prevent you to really see how eating more plants can be an abundance for you. I don't want it to be where you are listening to the outside noise versus you just doing your best. You have to understand that this is a muscle that you are going to have to flex every now and then. This is not about being perfect. This is not about being where you have to go into the kitchen and throw away all your, snacks. This is just being more intentional with what you are eating and finding value in it. Because I realized that once you find value in the things that you are doing, whether that's your environment, whether that is working out, whether that's you choosing to eat a different way, it means a little bit more. You clear out the noise. You are being more, you have a goal. You're finding your why. And everything that you do, you have to find your why. Because on the days where, it's inconvenient, that you can't find, a specific type of food that you want to eat, you should have the support and the knowledge to be like, well, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere else. Or if I know that every day around this time I'm hungry, you'll learn how to cook something to bring to work. You'll learn how to, if you're in a food desert, or if you're in a space where you don't see a lot of plants, you'll start coming up with ways, because you don't want to stop the journey that you're on. Like for me, I bring my food to work. One, I bring it to work because I'm on a weight loss journey. I like food. If it's around me, I'm going to eat it. And luckily, where I work at is vegan food everywhere. But for the specific types of food that I need to eat in order to get the results that I want, I have to go, I got to be a little inconvenienced. I got to be a little inconvenienced in order for me to get the results that I want. And inconvenience is not a bad thing. Inconvenience is, you should look at inconvenience like, oh, I need to plan a little bit better, because it's more important for me to get nourishment for my body versus me just, starting the rabbit hole or the effect. Because if you're like me, if I go to the gym, I will eat clean. If I don't go to the gym, mentally I tell myself that, well, you didn't go to the gym, so yes, you can have that purple bag Dorito. Yes, you can have those Oreos, because you didn't start off your day right. But if you plan and you really make a commitment to yourself, and it doesn't have to be where, oh, I'm committed for just this week. You could say for Monday, I just want to eat fresh fruits and vegetables. I'm going to make my lunch so there'll be no way I can fail at this. And then you just tack it on. Tiny steps. Tiny steps become big steps. Big steps become even larger steps. Now, I've been vegan for over 9 years, and I have been able to silence the noise, because when you are learning how to eat different, there are going to be days where you feel like you can't do it. There's going to be days where you just like, you know what? I don't even want to think about what kind of food I have. I'm about to drive past this, McDonald's or this Burger King or this Wendy's or whatever I'm gonna drive by. I just need something quick, fast, hurry. I'm not trying to wash no dishes. I'm not trying to do this. And that's okay. Because as long as you know that the next day you are going to be better than what you were the day before, that's how you make this sustainable. That's how you make it work for you in real life. That's how you get an understanding about how important it is for you to be intentional and disciplined with the types of foods that you are consuming, because your body will tell you. Your body will tell you, and it will show you. And if you incorporate more plants each week, your body is going to change, and you're going to visibly be able to see the change. Whether it's, you were having issues with your skin. Now your skin is looking more radiant. Whether you are, sleeping better because you don't feel so bloated. Whether you learn a new recipe and then it hits and you made enough where you eating that the whole week, and you're not even concerned about, if you made it or not. I live in New York. My window's right on the street. You can hear everything. You have to make it work for you in your real life. And it's so easy to get caught up in the noise of it all, because there are people who have, been in the life for 20 years. There's people who've been in their life all their lives. There's some people who are just getting started. Everyone's reference point is not the same. So when you are deciding that, I think I do want to eat more plants. I think that this is the move for me. Take it slow. try new things. And what's the best part is when you start eating more vegetables, your palate is going to change. Your palate is going to change, because when I first became vegan, I eliminated certain food groups. I was never a red meat person, but I loved a good burger. You would never see me somewhere eating a steak. So the first thing that I got rid of was burgers, because McDonald's hated to see me coming. Wendy's and Burger King hated to see me coming, because it was just something about that flame broiled burger. But by me eliminating each food group, I would wait a certain amount of time before I would eliminate another food group. So if I was deciding to eliminate burgers, it would be a whole month. No red meat, no burger, no nothing. A whole month. And then when I no longer craved it, because like I said, the first week or so, you're going to be like, oh, sure wish I had a burger, or sure wish I, had a piece of chicken. And your mind will start playing tricks on you. I ain't even gonna lie. Your mind is gonna start playing tricks on you, because it's out of a habit. It was part of your routine, and now you're going to have to relearn a new routine. And that's hard for someone who is older. Once you get out of your 20s, you're in a set mind space. If you weren't used to cooking all the time, now you're going to have to really be intentional with the food that you're making. So you will have something to eat. So you won't crave those certain things. Once you start eating more plants, with the palate change, you probably won't even crave sugar as much, because eating the vegetables is cleansing what you used to know. I'm telling you, it is going to surprise you when you really get into how you are wanting to show up in this plant-based life, or this plant-forward life. There's so many names for this way of living, and the title doesn't matter, but the intention does. In the next episode, we're going to talk about things that people don't say out loud. You do not have to be vegan in order to eat better. You do not have to be vegan in order to eat better. That might be a byproduct of it, because of how you feel and how you're looking. But you do not have to be vegan in order to eat better. You just want to eat better. And if you feel seen after these episodes, give me a shout out in the comments. Because I'm telling you, if you change your mindset, everything around you will change. And the things that you used to want, you will no longer want. It's no pressure. It's just plants.